I really don't think that's fair. A fair way to start this program. Come on.
Interesting song choice.
I never heard that song.
It's like from the 80s.
That's Roberto, though. Like, that's where you just...
Voices.
Roberto is also from the 80s, so you got to do the math there.
Great song.
I'm not going to explain what that clip is from. It's pointless. You know what? I hope you enjoyed. Have your fun, Roberto. Congrats. All right, let's... We have to break into this. Yes, we have the franchise tag deadline at 4. We'll find out what's going on. I'm a little stressed. Can't lie to you. I don't know if my team's going to have any cap space. But we can have a conversation with Lions fans. Rico really enjoyed the conversation about Jared Goff yesterday, and he had a spin on it that he wanted to do. We'll get to it a little later. But just what is it about Jared Goff you can't fall in love with? I gave you the data. I put it in the stat box. Guy's top 10 quarterback his last 24 games. And I have an opinion about the draft that Rico vibes with about price certainty, where it's like, if I know what I have to pay to acquire a certain player, I'd rather do that than let the market bear it out and have to deal with hyenas or unknown scenarios. So we're going to get to that stuff a little later. David, any Danny Dimes news? I expect live break-ins. I'm a little worried. Lamar Jackson's really the big name today. We have to get to John Morant. We have to get to Tom Brady. You heard me right. We'll get to Tom Brady. But what I want to lead with is something different. David told me something when he called me this morning to start show prepping. And he slipped. He slipped up bad. Because he never should have told me this. Because my response to it was, if you hate your family that much, get a divorce and leave. And he goes, I'm a little tired today. He goes, we were out a little bit late. I took my family to the Pistons game. And I went, you did what? I mean, who at this stage of the season, when they're on their way to possibly winning fewer than 20 games in an 82-game schedule, who hates their family enough to be like, I have a great idea on a Monday night. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to spend our hard-earned money on a team that is proverbial ass. On a team that is such egregious booty. People don't turn them on the TV, much less drive to what used to be an arena and is now a basketball mausoleum. I mean, there are grave sites that have a better vibe than LCA for hoops.
Well, just so you know, officially, they now have the worst record in basketball by a half game.
This is a team that is morbid, but in every sense of the word. And here's David's idea. Honey, I love you so much. I'd like you to head downtown with me to watch the closest thing the world has seen to the Washington Generals.
It is good family bonding. They have to sit there and hang out and have nice discussions because you're not paying attention to the game.
Oh, no, we watched the game. We had a great
David, I'm trying to help you out here.
Down at this game.
I'm trying to help you out here, David.
Let David drown. Watch this next. David, true or false, did you make a fool of yourself by yelling as if an actual basketball game was going on?
All right, here, let me tell you this first because I had every intention. I know how bad the Pistons are, but they're my team. I had every intention to say, you know what, I'm not going to go crazy with what I see. I'm just going to go, and we're just going to have a great family time and enjoy the atmosphere and everything that's there. And I find myself by the end of the first quarter yelling at the court at what I was seeing, a team that couldn't run an offense, a team that couldn't play defense. It was pretty bad. And here's how bad it was, because I intended to go to watch Damian Lillard.
Did your wife leave you at the half by chance?
She contemplated leaving me at the third quarter. Started,
Perfect.
yes.
Excellent.
Leaving with the dancing usher.
I didn't see the dancing usher. I don't know if they eliminated him.
And that's how bad it is, David.
he can't even be there.
Hey, budget cuts.
But I intended to go see Damian Lillard. And Damian Lillard is, he's scoring machine right now. And he had 21 points at halftime. And I said, cool, here we go. We're about to get 50 points. Just what I wanted. and he decided to just shut it down in the second half because they had the game. He didn't need to score 50
David,
points.
The Pistons are 15-50. Now, here's the overriding point. This is two questions for people. Now, Rico doesn't count, and I'm not making fun of Rico, and I say that because it's important he understands I'm not making fun of him.
Just always good. I'm not racist, but.
Right, I'm not making fun of you, but no, Rico's joy in life is going to games. It is what the man enjoys.
No.
Him and I are very different.
Let's backtrack. I like watching my teams when they're competitive.
I like watching my team. That's why I win.
When they're competitive.
Oh, forgot about that part.
David, at 15-50, they're whatever the great white shark has ripped to shreds. So here's the questions I'm asking. For Rico, it's different. Rico would go to a Pistons game to watch name NBA player.
Go see X.
It's hit and all his kids who live in a shoe. I for those of you out there in listener land in the real world, which David clearly doesn't exist in, like, what would it take to get you to go to LCA between now and the end of the season to see the Pistons?
I can think of 2 words. No, you know what?
No.
That probably wouldn't work either.
I could offer free tickets. People wouldn't take
I
them.
was about to say, but yeah, you would have to have free tickets and free parking.
Now, here's the other part, and this one involves everyone. Doesn't it feel like, as Detroiters, as sports fans, that we exist in a town that doesn't have an NBA team? I mean, we may as well be in Pittsburgh or Nashville or Seattle or Vegas. It doesn't feel like we have an NBA team. Nobody watches them. Nobody talks about them. Nobody goes. They have been bad for essentially 15 years. They are no closer to being good than the day Dumars left. Here's what makes you really feel bad is when you see Chauncey and Rasheed and coaching, Ben Wallace with the gray and the beard. And that's when you realize, man, it's been a long time since this team was good.
I had that realization yesterday when I'm explaining to my kids. You see that black bald dude over there coaching the Blazers? We won with him. Wow, that was 2004.
Wait.
It's a long time ago.
What nuanced? I'm so glad you're in broadcast. Hey, see that black bald dude? Jesus. But I'm being serious. Oh, by the way, I just got a text from a buddy, David. Maybe you could answer this. True or false, did you have a sign at the game that said, "We do not pay running backs"? Close quote.
I did not, but I should have.
Just toting that around. But I'm asking the question. Doesn't it feel like we don't even have an NBA team? This is arguably the deadest NBA market out there. Nobody likes the owner. Nobody likes the team. David, was there anybody at the game?
Minimum. It was very light, and it got lighter as the game went on.
I mean, seriously, as a radio show, we don't talk about them. Once in a great while, doesn't it feel like what used to be the hottest ticket in town? At multiple times in our lifetime, the Pistons were the hottest ticket in town. Mm-hmm. I remember the 2004 finals. $100 standing room onlys.
Okay.
At the Palace.
No, you're right. Because I went down to meet some friends at a game. I think they were playing the Pelicans. It's the Pistons. We don't do that. It's just the Pistons game. I go down there and I left. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and
Great
leave.
catching up with everybody.
Right. And I guess the game went to overtime, and it was like, this was the greatest. You missed it. I was like, but did I? Did I really miss anything? But it was okay. Yeah.
Super.
Yeah. It was good seeing you guys. We'll catch up again next year.
Sorry about the divorce. 248-539-9797. A, does David hate his family? And B, I'm being serious. When you think about sports in this town, have you reached a point where you don't even think about the Pistons? It is as if they don't exist.
Yeah.
If I had to rank out 1 through 6, our 4 pro teams, Michigan State football and basketball, Michigan football and basketball. Those are our 6 pro teams.
Oh, they're 6.
The Pistons feel like they're a deep 6th.
When driving past, going to Lake Orion and driving past what used to be the Palace, that's when you're just like, man, I remember the great moments right there, like the championship games, even the game where LeBron just shut him down in overtime and Chauncey missed the big shot, and now it's...
I'm being serious. At what level of that organization does anyone care? The owner is a zero. The GM, we only hear from on draft night. The coach, everybody wants gone. The players, nobody really likes anybody. You might think Ivy's going to be all right. Cade is dead. And Duran is, look, we've seen some flashes. The reality is they're no closer to winning than they were when this all began. And Rico put it best. I mean, Ben Wallace, he's old. That's how long it's been.
Yeah, you know what? Because when you watch the NBA and then you watch the Pistons, you're like, this is two different leagues.
It's
you watch Steph Curry and Booker and Giannis and then you see this. Like, okay, is this varsity JV?
Our best player is a 34-year-old NBA journeyman who we refuse to trade because reasons. Things. So I had to ask the question, what would it take to get you to a game? And on a more serious note, have the Pistons fallen completely off the sports map where it's like we don't have an NBA team? Yeah. I'm being serious.
Mike, it's the same way I used to feel like with the Lions. When you would see the playoffs in the Super Bowl, and then you would see the Lions, like, I can't believe you play in the same league as Tom Brady, as all of these different people.
I'm going to tell you the team that is in danger. Now, I don't think it'll get there because I happen to like the person they hired, and I do think there's a direction. But there's a team in this town that if they don't get this turned around here quick, they could be in the same place. And I'll tell you who that is, a 217-53, respectfully.
Oh, wow.